He is talking about the boat taking on water. We are sinking. Come and get us. I want this boat unsank and towed back. But we learn that that very boat took multiple trips later that very same night.
At 9:56 a.m., the boat leaves the original dock. It arrives at Horn Island at 11:14. So at around 4 o'clock, there is a call to the Coast Guard about the boat. NBC News got a hold of it.
We're sinking. Can you all please come?
And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's on board.
At 4:31, the boat leaves Horn Island and it is towed approximately 3 miles, and then the tow ends. So after 3 miles, they go back to the original dock. They arrive at 5:44 p.m. So it looks like this is where Horn Island is, and this is where the original dock is that I am referring to. El Camino Real Road is in Gulf Hills, Mississippi, which is right above Ocean Springs. So I'm wondering if this is the house where they got the phone. Now, the boat travels to Fort Bayou. At 6:06, the boat returns to the original dock. Then, from the original dock, the boat goes back to Fort Bayou, and then they go to the boat launch, and it is put onto the trailer and moved by the vehicle. Did they drop people off at the original dock, travel to Fort Bayou, pick somebody up, and go back to that original dock? From there, why was there an hour and 13-minute time gap? This boat was sinking hours before, and then they're just having it docked for an hour and 13 minutes. You would think they'd want to get that boat out of the water.
What did we just hear? What was that?
They got him, y'all. They saying everybody about to snitch on Bart. They got Bart address. They got Bart father name. They got where Bart father work at. People are looking on Zillow. I seen the house. Bart and them got a big ass crib. They got boats and shit. This is why they were trying to protect Bart in the first place. Remember, he's the 21-year-old. So he was the one that was going to be held responsible for the alcohol and all of that. And listen, his father is in the medical field, and they're saying allegedly that they were getting the substances, certain substances from the father. Also, we got a video of Nolan Wells allegedly breaking up a fight. This just shows his character and when it comes down to people in an altercation and all that. We got Nancy Grace. She's getting in on the audio. We got a lot to tackle, y'all, so don't go nowhere. Make sure y'all hype this video. Make sure you subscribing, not just sitting back, because we need all hands on deck. Let's get into it, y'all. That's Nolan. That's Nolan. Nolan got that stance on him. And Nolan got some height on him too, y'all. Nolan got some height, so I don't know if somebody probably felt intimidated by him and was looking at him as an easy lick, like, yo, I would love to put my hands on a black man. That goes to show that he's a stand-up guy. He's not as passive as we thought. Out of everybody, Nolan stood up. Let's go ahead and break this up. So what I'm saying is, if anybody thought he was an easy lick, and he's willing to defend himself, because people probably looking at his TikToks, probably thinking that he's just a dancing ninja, but he's willing to stand up as well, and they probably felt offended by that. You know, people feel offended when you protect yourself, especially if they some type of bully.
This is Bart Edmiston Jr., a 21-year-old adult from Ocean Springs, Mississippi. He was an all-star kicker and punter for Ocean Springs. Bart is currently signed to Southern Miss. Football also runs within the family because his father, Dr. Bart Edmiston, pain management physician, who used to be a football player at the University of Florida. Dr. Bart Edmiston also works for Memorial Health System. And so does NP, Miss Christine Wells Wansley. Small world. He's right there at the pool party.
People are totally ignoring the whole dynamic of when students get together. When they get together, you might have the older guy probably showing off, not getting none of the girls, and feel like I'm the one supposed to be getting the girls. Nolan up here sitting up here with a girl. Let me show that he's weak. He's a punter. He be kicking the balls on the football field and all of that. His father was as well. And they're saying that discoloration was on the back of Nolan's head. Allegedly, he might have kicked him in the back of the head, y'all.
Bart Edmondson is a 5-star punter and a 4.5-star kicker, finally getting the recognition he deserves.
Keeps me in the game of football. I like it.
Being a football junkie comes naturally to Bart Edmondson, who's keeping it in the fam as an Ocean Springs specialist.
My dad, which is also Bart Emerson, I'm a junior, he kicked at the University of Florida, 1992-96. And then he's always wanted me to kick, and then I started it going into...
So this is Bart, the one that Wyatt Hudson was on the podcast. This is the one he was talking about. This is the one with the leg. So as you can see, Bart and the family, they are highly reverenced. They are very popular in their town. And what this does is it can blow somebody's head up. It can make you feel like you're superior than everybody else. I'm just saying, these are how the dynamics is when you're around certain people, y'all. And maybe Nolan was his friend, cool. But it just don't add up when y'all sitting here talking about, yeah, we still haven't heard from Nolan. And y'all got the damn phone. Of course you ain't gonna hear from him.
Sam here with a Nolan Xavier Wells update and just a few questions, okay? So the coordinates that Wyatt gave to Vicky when the boat was sinking are in a shallow area of Horn Island. So it doesn't make sense. How is he sinking? He said his boat was in 17, then he said it was in 31 feet of water. But if you look at these coordinates, look at point 1 that I have here on this graph. This is shallow water. You can literally see the sandbar below. Now, point 2 is where the United Cajun Navy allegedly responded and was looking for Nolan. And then point 3 is where they allegedly approximately found Nolan. Now we know he was more on the shore. But what doesn't make sense to me is why would they say they were sinking if the coordinates he gave weren't in an area that was sinking, right? Now, here's something else. Officer Ray Spadum Tatum is saying that the audio, you just hear what you want to hear. He's saying it's now been confirmed by TMZ that Nolan was still on the island when the boat left. But the reason everybody says, why would the kids say all this stuff? You know, Charles from TMZ says it, because if you listen closely, the minute Wyatt starts talking, everybody hushes up. Everything important was said before they realized that Wyatt is on that call. Another thing, if somebody was allegedly out of town on this day, why was their name listed on the report, and why would his name be called out in this audio? Here's the thing. He says, we're going down, we're sinking. So if that is true, why would Jerry Ackerson, your grandfather, cancel the tow? Why would you cancel the Coast Guard if you are sinking? Wouldn't you think the grandfather, who's the owner of that boat, and those are his grandkids, would want to just make sure those kids were safe? Why would you cancel the tow? This seems like an alibi phone call to me. Now, you can hear on the recording, he tells somebody, jump in and pull the plug. Now, if you pull the plug on the hull, that means the boat will start to fill with water. And this only works if the boat is moving, and then water will drain out. But their boat was not moving when he yells, jump out. Now, this leads people to allegedly believe that they weren't even on the boat. And another thing, there's a person of interest, allegedly Griffin Miles, who owns a boat detailing company who they think could have been allegedly the person who was cleaning the boat. This just goes under things that make you go, Why would Wyatt give coordinates saying they're sinking when they are literally in 4 to 8 feet of water, not sinking?
Many of us grew up, been in the clubs and all of that, and when you're around certain people and they usually dip off to the bathroom or dip off to the cut, I want y'all to think of Horn Island, right? Everybody's close together on this one little stretch. Boats are lined up. Nobody's at the tail end. Why did they need to go dip off all the way at the tail end? Now, you think of the club. When these people go dip off, they usually doing something that they don't want nobody else to see them doing. Bring it back to Horn Island. Bart's dad is in the medical field, right? And allegedly on TMZ, one of the friends came out and said, yeah, these people are known for doing substances. What if they were going off in the cut at the end of the island to either run a fade or put some in there, if you know what I'm talking about? Now, you had all of that damn audio that came out. All these different points that people are bringing out. Tatum says he don't agree with none of that shit that everybody's on one accord with, and this is the shit that he come out with. Check this out, y'all. This is the stuff he come out with. This is what he come out with. I don't know what the hell he's trying to prove in this. These people are trying to cast doubt into the people's minds. This don't show Nolan Wells nowhere. I guess he's trying to say Nolan was on the island. This is what he's insinuating. This little 6-second clip, if you don't get your ass out of here with this
Why the is Bart's name on the Coast Guard report when Warren went on Officer Goofy's show and said he's the one that called the Coast Guard? Why would Bart lie and say he was in Wyoming for 1 year when his name is on the Coast Guard report? Why would they keep saying, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy, in an obvious attempt to conceal Bart's identity? When we have a GPS location that matches Fort Bayou and Bart's residence, which is also a home on the water with direct water access and a dock. Bart was one of the people not mentioned in the story, which means he could have written the story or had part in writing the red herring story. And Bart was definitely mentioned in the CETO call for pulling the plug from Wyatt. Hard evidence against Bart, not circumstantial.
Real quick PSA. 3 weeks ago today, Nolan Wells' body was found. But 3 weeks and 2 days ago, though, the boys that went out with him on that boating trip to that island came back safe and sound to their homes, went to their beds, and went to sleep. Yes, they closed their eyes as if nothing happened. The day after that, they deleted their social media accounts. The day after that, they lawyered up. And the way that many of you all are treating Nolan Wells' parents because they want to find out what happened to their child is utterly disgraceful, and you need to be slapped at full speed. Shout out to everyone that is keeping his name in the headlines, right? Because we know that they know what happened to that young man, okay? If I have to track my child's phone without you telling me that my child is missing, I am then going downstairs to my basement to break out my John Wick kit. And somebody's gonna tell me something willingly or unwillingly. But I done already told you all, the military doesn't untrain you when they release you. They just release you. So I'm gonna find out something.
Now, let's listen to some Nancy Grace, because the Cajun Navy offered Ben Crump their cadaver dogs to go sniff out the boats to see if Nolan Well was on a boat. And they didn't get a response from Ben Crump. So Nancy Grace been making this point of how in the hell would Ben Crump give you permission to sniff out somebody else's boats? This goes to show you, y'all. Those Cajun Navy people allegedly know all the people that's out there in ocean. Everybody know each other. Y'all check this out,
This
y'all.
as we are also learning about an offer made by the United Cajun Navy to Ben Crump, who is representing Nolan's family, to Todd Terrell joining us, the president of the Cajun Navy. Todd, thank you for being with us tonight. Todd, explain to me the offer that you guys made to Crump.
Well, first of all, I want to make sure that I really am specific about the words I use, because I don't want things taken out of context. Me personally, as president of the United Cajun Navy, made a call to Mr. Crump and offering him our services for dogs, cadaver dogs, and specific scent dogs. I never heard back from him. Our incident commander, Josh Gill, did speak to Liza Parks. I think he's one of his lead attorneys or whatever, and offered the services as well. The rumors about us talking to Mr. Crump, personally, I want to set the record straight. Nobody, myself, nor anyone from United Cajun Navy spoke personally to Mr. Crump.
I want y'all to see how he's purposely highlighting the fact that Benjamin Crump didn't get back in contact with them after they offered their services. He's highlighting that because he's trying to place a blame on Ben Crump. He don't care, or considering that Benjamin Crump cannot give him the authority to search somebody else's boat.
We did reach out and make an offer, but we did not hear back from him.
Was it cadaver dogs, scent dogs, or both, Todd?
It was both. It was cadaver dogs and specific scent dogs. No, we did make an offer, but we did not hear from him himself.
Gotcha. There's a lot of people on the team. So who is it that you said you guys contacted or spoke with?
Liza Park. And we have a phone record. Our guy, Josh Gill, my incident commander, on the 13th, left her a message. And on the 14th, they reached out to her. And I think got back, I think it was 9:51 on the 14th. There was a 23-minute call with Josh Gill, our incident commander, and Liza Park, who I believe is Mr. Crump's lead attorney. And so they knew well what we did, the credentials of the dogs, and what our specific offer was. So they knew it ahead of time.
The picture he's trying to paint is, we're trying to get justice for Nolan Wells. We reached out to Benjamin Crump, but he doesn't want any help. And this is going along with the narrative of the governor saying that they really don't want help. This is all a money grab for them. So he's trying to say, we're trying to help them get justice for Nolan Wells. We're not going to interrogate the boys or anything like that. We're just going to offer our dogs. Days later, after the body was on the boat. So they probably wouldn't even get no damn scent. Do y'all see how they do the trickery?
What we did, the credentials of the dogs, and what our specific offer was. So they knew it ahead of time.
To Marie Pereira joining us, veteran criminal defense attorney. She is also a domestic violence expert and a registered nurse to boot. Marie, thank you for being with us tonight. Here's the deal. A lot has been made that Nolan Wells' family turned down an offer to have the boat searched with cadaver dogs, which, if they had hit on the boat, would suggest a dead body had been on the boat. Here is the fly in the ointment. It's not their boat. They can't give authority or permission or privilege for anybody to get on that boat and search the boat.
What are we doing?
So the fact that Crump's team didn't call back means nothing. They were not authorized to give authority or privilege or permission for anybody to board that boat, much less a cadaver dog or a scent dog.
You nailed it. And it's not his job or anybody else's to do what the police need to be investigating. After hearing that audio and knowing all the facts, they should be investigating this like it's a homicide and stop with the he say, she say from all of those kids on the boat who are presumed innocent at this moment. But I'm seeing and hearing guilt just off the fact that they even had his phone, that part. Why did you even have his telephone? I will never get over that, because even as an adult, my phone is my life. If I'm staying back doing anything, I'm staying with my phone. So they need to be investigating all of those kids, interviewing them piece by piece, one at a time. And I promise you, somebody's going to break and tell the truth here.
Now, in any criminal investigation, the first thing you do is get all the parties, all of them, and you separate them, and you question them separately. You give them a waiver of their rights. Mm-hmm. They read it. They sign it, you read it out loud to them, you get all this on video, and you ask each one separately what happened before they have a chance to get together and talk. I'm not saying the friends are guilty. I'm not saying they're innocent. What I am saying is that would have been proper police procedure. For all we know, it did happen. It doesn't sound like it happened, but for all we know, it may have happened. The next thing you do is you ask them, would they willingly take a polygraph. Now, you and I, Marie Pereira, know that in a criminal case, polygraphs are not allowed into evidence unless they are stipulated, agreed to, before the polygraph is taken. It's the only way they come in.
Well, that's the end of the video. Y'all please get in the comment section. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this Bart character. Also, let me know, would you be getting your John Wick kit if anybody did this to your relatives? Because no parent should be waiting this damn long to at least get these boys together in an interrogation room, separate them, question them, and see what aligns with what. I guarantee you, if they did that, they would be snitching on somebody. But shout out to y'all that's been hyping the video, subscribing, liking, and putting your hands in to do this work. I appreciate everybody because I couldn't do it without y'all. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Big Kish signing out. Gone, y'all.